Construct a website. Demonstrate knowledge of challenges associated with accessibility and usability. Accessibility, usability, and inclusion are closely related aspects in creating a web that works for everyone. Their goals, approaches, and guidelines overlap significantly. It is most effective to address them together when designing and developing websites and applications. Accessibility addresses discriminatory aspects related to equivalent user experience for people with disabilities. Web accessibility means that people with disability can equally perceive, understand, navigate, and interact with websites and tools. It also means that they can contribute equally without barriers. Usability is about designing products to be effective, efficient, and satisfying. Usability includes user experience design. This may include general aspects that impact everyone and do not disproportionately impact people with disabilities. Usability practice and research often do not sufficiently address the needs of people with disabilities. Inclusion is about diversity and ensuring involvement of everyone to the greatest extent possible. In some regions, this is also referred to as universal design and design for all. Accessibility includes requirements that are technical and relate to the underlying code rather than to the visual appearance. For example, they ensure that websites work well with assistive technologies. This includes screen readers that read aloud content and screen magnifiers that enlarge content. Voice recognition software used to input text in another form of assistive technology. Accessibility also includes requirements that relate to user interaction and visual design. Inadequate design can cause significant barriers for people with disabilities. That is why they are included. For example, understandable instructions and feedback for website forms and applications is good usability. They also help people with cognitive and learning disabilities. Accessibility is a very important aspect. 15% of the world's population possesses some sort of disability according to the World Health Organization. People with disabilities should be able to enjoy the same access to information as those without. Luckily, there are technologies available to reduce or remove the barriers to their digital access. The provision of these benefits ensures that everyone, regardless of age, physical or mental capabilities, can use the internet and have good web experience. Accessibility standards. The Web Content Accessibility Guidelines were developed by the World Wide Web Consortium with the purpose of setting a series of internationally shared guidelines governing the standards of web content accessibility to make websites, devices, and content accessible to users with disabilities. Content under the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines refers to web content which is the information on a web page or web application which includes natural information such as text, images, sounds, code or markup that define structure, presentation, etc. The Web Content Accessibility Guidelines success criteria are categorized into three levels of conformance Level A, Level AA, and Level 3A. Level A has covered the most basic requirements of accessibility feature. Level AA addresses some of the more common barriers to entry for people with disability. Level AAA is the highest level for accessibility under the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines and is more difficult to achieve by most sites. The four principles of accessibility. The principles of web accessibility are the foundations of content produced for web and for anyone who wants to use the web. These principles are known as PUR, which is an acronym that describes functional accessibility. PUR means perceivable, operable, understandable, and robust.